Hi, I'm Andy Adams, editor at Canadian Yachting Magazine, and with me today is Bentley Collins, Vice President of Marketing and Sales for Sabre Yachts and Back Cove. Bentley, welcome.
Thank you very much.
So I'm keen to ask, what's been happening with Back Cove and Sabre? Because there's some changes that are happening in the market too, a little bit of changes.
Well, in 2009, as you know, the boating industry took a dive along with the rest of the economy. And we were in a fortunate position at that time. We owned all of our own property. We had no debt. So we were able to go ahead and keep developing new models. And since 2008, really, we've got two new ranges of boats, almost completely redeveloped, all new models, and new boats sell. Old boats don't sell. If you're competing against stuff that's in the used boat market, or you're competing against your own products that are out there, you're not going to sell much. So we've gone about it what we now believe is the right way, and 5 years later, our sales are very, very strong. We're in good shape.
Now, we would describe the boats from both of the companies, Sabre and Back Cove, as being a kind of a down east style.
Right. Down east, for your readers, watchers' purposes, really what they are is gentrified working fishing boats and lobster boats. That's really where the species started. And so there's a number of builders in Maine that build gentlemen's lobster boats, is what they were originally called, and now of course there's all new designs with jets and pods and so on and so forth. But down east is a term really that refers to the sailing ships that used to sail from Boston to the east on their way to Europe and pick up lumber before they headed all the way across the ocean. So down east was, if you look at the coastline, your compass is pretty well pointing east by the time you leave Portland, Maine.
But there's a look to these boats. They're, not to say that they're not contemporary, but there's still a very traditional feel and a kind of a quality element that you don't necessarily see elsewhere.
Well, Maine's boat builders have been building boats since 1640, when the Popham colony pitched up on the river in Bath, Maine, and Phippsburg, Maine. So, you know, there's a quality to a Maine-built boat that's pretty unusual and dynamic. It's very much a handcrafted product, and the aesthetics of all of our boats built in. And I challenge any other province or state to show me a prettier bunch of boats from their state or province. We're good at making pretty boats.
One of the things that's always impressed me about your boats is the woodworking in the interior. There's a real feel to that, especially the cherrywood boats the last few years. Oh boy.
Yeah, we've you know, part of my job as the marketing director is I have to keep reminding everybody of the things we shouldn't do, which is we don't want to shift too much towards the center of the court, start putting in plastic drawer boxes. We want to have dovetailed maple drawer boxes that are all varnished. We want to be able to open drawers and lift floors and show people what the differences are. And there's a whole group of people in the boating market these days, an ever-increasing number of people who appreciate those fine woodworking details. And that's really what our business is built on. About a third of our folks in the shop work on wood pieces. Now,
so there's some great traditional stuff in terms of the styling and also the construction quality and the interior design, but some of the mechanicals are absolutely the latest and greatest, like the IPS drives.
Yep, we use pod drives exclusively in the Sabres. We have the IPS in the 38 and 54, got Cummins Zeus in the 42 and 48. Our new big boat that we've announced now is a 66-footer, and that'll have the biggest IPS system in it. That'll be out in the middle of 2015. And over on the Back Cove side, we're using basic straight shaft boats over there, single straight shaft with bow and stern thrusters. So the boats are all resin infused. They're as light as any other boat in the building, and stronger than most. And so we've got a great fiberglass structure. We've got that traditional woodworking all built into a boat that performs just like all these white wonders here. I call them white wonders because that's the other side of the boat business.
So tell me, what have you got here at the Toronto International Boat Show this year?
Well, we have two exciting boats here. We've got the Back Cove 34 with Jack Patey and Associates back here in the back of the hall, and we've got the Sabre 38 over at the True North display. So we have two of our actual mid-size boats. We don't have our biggest boats here, but these are both very exciting examples of what we do at Back Cove and Sabre.
Are they probably two of your most popular models? Not necessarily?
The 34 is a boat that we've now built. This is hull number 147. And so it's been a very popular boat over time. The 38 that's here is in the first group of 10 that we built, because that boat just came out last year. But in our shop, we're building hull number 125 or something, hull number 25, I should say, in the shop in Maine. So they're both popular models that just speak to a specific audience, are very different in type and structure. But for anybody who's looking for a nice, comfortable weekender cruising boat, something to do some short-term cruising on, got some great boats here for you to see.
Fantastic. Well, let's hope that they come on down to the Toronto International Boat Show and have a look at it, or catch up with your dealers after the show. Bentley, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.